What is it about Clarkson's game of his recent stretch that has seen him out of the rotation?
You know, it's tough. The Knicks brought him here for one reason. That's because they had the worst bench in all of basketball last year. We're talking about a bench that averaged 20 points a game. Imagine only getting 20 points a game from your bench. Jordan Clarkson specifically comes here to score. Mike just wanted to shrink the rotation down a little bit to guys who we knew were going to, I guess, adhere to the game plan. And that's kind of tough, right, for Jordan Clarkson, because he was brought here to do what? To score, right? And he's a guy, you know, we talked to him right after the game. He goes, yo, I know I can still help the team. And he said something interesting. The first thing he said was, you know, I read the room. I see what it is. And when someone says that, I'm like, okay, well, that's an interesting thing to say. And then he just goes on to say, you know, like, I know I'm not going to go in there and you know, his words, I'm going to say his words explicitly. He said, I'm not going to go in there and fuck the game up. I can still go help these young guys do all this, that, and that. But you can tell that there's a level of pride with a guy who's won the Sixth Man of the Year before. Jordan Clarkson, out of all players over the last 5 years, has scored more points off the bench, and that's including a year where he didn't even come off the bench. He started for one of those years in Utah. Still, over the last 5 years, more bench points than anybody else. Professional scorer. Jordan Clarkson can help a team win games, and he can help a team put points on the board. There's a lot of teams that need that. I think the Knicks are going to be in a spot where they might need that. So I don't know if you want to move a guy like that right now, because you might need a guy who can get you 20 points in April, right? But do you need him in April, or do you need him now? Do you need an extra body? We'll see what happens.